Now, new update on the Moses Hacmon reality television series. Apparently, his co-star, one of his co-stars from the reality show, has spoken out and is calling out Trisha for being blurred and for her opinions on Israel that seem to contradict what she knew of her as opposed to what she's saying now. So we're going to take a look into this because this is actually the co-star that Trisha said she loved. Like Trisha said that this woman here was like her best friend. She loved her. She never felt more connected to anyone before. So I even said in the last video, I said, I wonder what that co-star thinks about the blurring. And I guess now we're going to find out. So let's see. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip and then pause to read the captions because the captions go by really fast. So when she's speaking, you barely have time to read the captions because it's just like she's talking caption, talking caption. It's just going way too fast. So for viewers, I'm just gonna slow it down a bit by repeating every line she says. She says, well, I got a million messages about telling the story with Trisha Paytas.
קיבלתי מיליוני הודעות על ספר את הסיפור עם טרישה פיידס, מה קרה איתה?
What happened with her and why she ended up not filming the show with us.
ולמה היא בסוף לא צילמה איתנו את הסדרה? זאת אומרת, למה בסוף?
why she isn't shown in the show in the end and why she was blurred out.
היא לא משתתפת בסדרה ולמה טשטשו אותה? קודם כל אנחנו
First of all, we filmed the show 3 years ago.
צילמנו את התוכנית לפני 3 שנים, לפני השביעי באוקטובר.
Before October 7th, before everything. The show was postponed because of October 7th.
בגלל השביעי באוקטובר, מלחמה, וזה לא היה קשור, וזה...
And it wasn't relevant and it wasn't appropriate. So we know this because the television series was put on hold. It was actually initially put on hold originally too because Trisha at the time after they filmed in 2023 kept saying how badly she wanted people to see it.
זה לא היה מתאים, וברוך השם.
She says, and thank God, I don't think it should have been broadcasted.
אני לא חושבת שהיה צריך לשדר את זה שהיה מקומת.
This was really, really irrelevant.
ממש לא קשור. כשהגענו...
When we got to the day of filming the show,
ליום של הצילומים של התוכנית, קודם כל
first of all, we didn't know who we were going to meet.
ידענו את מי אנחנו הולכים לפגוש, לא הכרנו.
We didn't know each other.
אחד את השנייה. ואז
And then I arrived last. Suddenly I got to know everyone.
הגעתי אחרונה, פתאום הכרתי את כולם, והיה שם איזה...
And there was this guy, Moses.
אחד, מוזס, חמוד כזה, למה?
Nice guy, harmless, doesn't talk too much.
לא מדבר יותר מדי, לא... בלי טעם ובלי ריח.
Flavorless, like the most ordinary. You guys, what a drag. What a drag for her to just clock Moses like boring, bland, practically non-existent.
כאילו, הכי רגיל. אבל מה, אמרו?
But then other participants on the show told me
מי שהשתתפו איתי בתוכנית, שישתוק.
that his wife is really, really famous.
ממש ממש ברמת...
Really, on the level of tens of millions of followers and this and that.
עשרות מיליוני עוקבים וזה וזה. ואז עשיתי עליה
Then I googled her.
גוגל, וראיתי שבאמת ממש...
And I saw that she really is very famous.
ממש מפורסמת. עכשיו יש לי אחיינים.
Now, I have American nephews. My sister lives here in the States too.
עם אמריקאים, אחותי הרי גרה פה גם בארצות הברית, והילדים שלה כבר ילדים גדולים.
And her kids are grown up, and they tell me she's one of the most
אחת
famous.
המפורסמות, היא מטורפת בטיקטוק.
She's crazy on TikTok, but she's crazy. I told them what's crazy.
אבל היא משוגעת. מה אתה משוגעת? אומרים לי, כאילו...
They tell me she's like famous because she's crazy. Now, it's interesting to me, by the way, that her stans and fans and people know this about her, like the fact that she's famous for being crazy, but nobody ever really dives into what that entails or what that means. They always just try to play it off like it's just like goofy things like, oh, she's crazy because she trolled, or she's crazy because she pretended she was a chicken nugget one time, when the reality is her controversies go way deeper than that. They're not just her pretending to be a chicken nugget. Like, that's not her claim to fame. It's because she exposes her private life. She exposes her relationships. Well, lies about her relationships, but calls them exposed videos where everyone attacks the past partners. She pretends to be part of communities like the trans community or the DID community. just various communities that she pretends to be a part of and then will trash while she's in them or trash when she's out of them or makes fun of them. Like before, she said she was just pretending to be trans. These are actually the reasons why she's so well known, not because she's just like this goofy, funny woman who provides entertainment.
התפרסמה בזכות זה שהיא משוגעת, כאילו היא עושה דברים
She goes on to say, like, she does like insane things.
כאלה הזויים, בגלל זה הבית שלנו.
That's why their house looks so scary. They're always doing productions and filming. I found this comment kind of funny because if you guys remember in the last video I did where I reacted to the reality show, another contestant actually said he went to their house and he was scared to be in it. He said it was like being in a horror film. So for her to like have been in their house too, and she's like, their house is so scary. Like, I find it interesting that the coasters were so like fearful of being in that house. Like, was it just the props around? Was it bad energy? Like, what was going on?
מפחיד, הם עושים כל הזמן הפקות וצילומים ומצלמים
She continues to say, and filming weird things.
דברים הזויים. כזה, אוקיי.
I was like, okay, like I didn't really understand.
כאילו, לא הבנתי יותר מדי, פשוט ידעתי שיש מישהי
I just knew there was someone really famous and she was doing things that are
מפורסמת ממש, והיא עושה דברים משוגעים.
crazy, and that's how she gets like a lot of views.
וככה היא מקבלת כאילו מלא צפיות. הכרנו אותה באיזה
We met her at one of the meetings and she really opened up. So this, you guys, was actually shown on the reality show where she opened up and said that she had a past of being in entertainment, like intimate entertainment, and also that she allegedly had a problem with substances. That's what Lee means by her opening up.
אחד מהמפגשים, והיא ממש שיתפה והתחילה לשתף כאילו.
So she continues and says, and started sharing about her life and how she became famous.
בחיים
I'm sure she left out her controversies, by the way, you guys. Like everything we know, like all the communities she's harmed, like the Black community, the trans community, the DID community, the Hispanic community, all communities.
שלה ואיך היא התפרסמה, היא אמרה שהיא באיזה
Okay, Lee continues to say, she said she was on some show. I don't remember. Don't take my word for it.
תוכנית, נראה לי
But I think it was Island. Love Island, maybe. Not Love Island.
לא להבייland, לא זוכרת.
I don't remember. Something like that with a lot of single men and women
זה משהו כזה של מלא רווקים ורווקות שעושים מילים, מתנשנים.
who do, you know, make out with each other, and that's how she caught Moses. Now, I wonder here if Trisha did lie and say that she met Moses on some kind of reality show, or if Lee is misremembering and mistaking this for Trisha telling her, possibly, because they didn't show Trisha saying how she met Moses. They actually cut out her segment in the car, I believe, because everyone was talking about how they met their spouse, but Trisha didn't say anything, because I believe they edited her out of that particular clip. But I wonder if Lee is just mistaking this for maybe Trisha said she met Moses on The Bachelor, which is the H3 versions of The Bachelor, but she didn't even meet him that way. The true way she met Moses was they were both meant to do The Bachelor / Bachelorette on H3, but they spoke to each other behind the scenes and got together. They were never on a show like that. But let's keep going.
נשים אחד עם השני וככה היא תפסה. ואז היא אמרה
Lee continues to say, and then she said that all her life, when she was dating guys,
כאילו כל החיים שהיא הייתה יוצאת עם בחורים, אף אחד בחיים
no one ever took her seriously.
לא לקח אותה ברצינות, עד שהיא הכירה את
until she met Moses and how supportive he was. Again, you guys, this is not an accurate portrayal of what happened. They met behind the scenes of Trisha was trying to be the Bachelorette on H3. Moses was set to be the Bachelor on H3 before her, but Ethan bumped up Trisha because she was more relevant and they had just met her. And Moses and Trisha ended up talking behind the scenes after, I believe Trisha slid into his DMs first. He slid back, or he might have actually slid first after seeing her on the show. I forgot the chronological order. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But they ended up speaking, and then Moses, the entire time that he was talking to her, was talking to other women behind her back, trying to sleep with other women behind her back, telling other women behind her back how disgusting he found Trisha to be, how he didn't desire her, how she had problems, how he wasn't into her, how he was going to have a baby with her to collect child support. So this story of how she met Moses and he was so supportive and such a good guy is just BS. And it's the narrative that her and her fans push. But let's keep going.
מוזס, וכמה הוא תמך בה, והוא באמת...
She goes on to say, and he really loved her and wanted the best for her, and la la la. Again, he didn't want the best for her. We all know that. He wanted the best for himself through her. But let's keep going.
אהב אותה, ורצה טוב בשבילה, ולה לה 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 לה, וכמה ישראלים
And how warm and kind and loving Israelis are.
הם אנשים חמים וטובים ואוהבים, וכמה מוזס הדבר
And how Moses is the best thing that ever happened to her.
טוב שקרה לה, והיא לא...
And she kept saying that she really loves Israelis.
הפסיקה להגיד שהיא ממש אוהבת ישראלים, אוהבת את ישראל.
And loves Israel and what amazing people and what warm people.
ואיזה אנשים מדהימים, ואיזה אנשים חמים, ואז התחילה להגיד...
And then she started talking about us, how you accept me and how good you are.
עלינו, איך אתם מקבלים אותי, ואיזה טובים אתם ובחיים.
And I've never been treated the way you treat me.
לא התנהגו אליי כמו שאתם מתנהגים אליי, ואף פעם לא היו...
And I was never treated well, and you listen and you care.
אליי טובים, ואתם מקשיבים, ואכפת לכם. ואני כאילו מאוד...
And I was like, what a sweetie. Oh, she must have had a tough life. Now, Trisha does this to most people that she meets. If they're nice to her once, she'll be like, oh my God, no one's ever treated me as nice as you have. But it's not true. Like, plenty of people have treated her very nicely. For instance, she did this with Ethan. When she met Ethan, she's like, no one's ever been as supportive as you, Ethan. But then later crucified him at the stake when she fell out with him and acted like he was the worst human being she had ever come into contact with. But prior to that, she had been dating Jason Nash, who was a good boyfriend to her. And he did a lot of things for her. When she met Moses, she was like, oh my God, Moses, you're the first person to do any of these things for me. But it wasn't true. Jason had done all of them. And a lot of people like David Dobrik, Jason Nash, even her family have done things for her that she told Ethan that, Ethan, you're the first person who's ever done this for me. But it wasn't true. So many people prior to Ethan had done it for her. But this is just what I mean. Like, it's kind of like a manipulation tool, like a tactic that she uses to kind of love bomb people a little bit. So in this case, she's telling this woman, like, you're the best friend I've ever had. You're so nice. You're like the best. So it motivates this woman to continue to be as supportive and nice as she is because she thinks, oh my God, this woman has never had anyone. She needs me. She needs me. So I must be over the top and over the top kind and just make her feel like she's loved. But all along, everyone treats her that way. Everyone has always been nice to Trisha. Well, let's keep going.
אמרתי, איזה חמודה, יו, בטח היא עברה חיים, כאילו, לא פשוטי, אני לא ידעתי עליה.
She goes on to say, I didn't know anything about her, right? I just said, like,
כן, פשוט, אמרתי, כאילו, בטח,
maybe because she's large, and she said she was always judged on her looks.
בגלל שהיא כאילו גדולה, והיא אמרה שכאילו תמיד שפטו אותה על המראה, ותמיד לא התייחסו
And she was always not taken seriously, and na.
אליה ברצינות, וננננננ, ואני כאילו, לא...
And I was like, I didn't feel sorry for her. There's nothing to feel sorry for, but
לא רחמתי עליה, אין מה לרחם, אבל לא נעים לי
I don't like hearing about people going through things.
שמוע שבן אדם כאילו עובר דברים, ושלא יודעת.
And I don't know, they get laughed at, they get made fun of, they aren't taken seriously, like...
צוחקים עליו, מתקלבטים עליו, לא לוקחים אותו ברצינות, כאילו, כאב לי עליה כזה.
I felt bad for her. This is what I mean. This is what I mean by saying that it's kind of a manipulation tactic where she tells people these sob stories about her life. Most of them aren't true. Some are true. So now she's telling her, like, oh, I was judged for my weight because I was big, even though she told Ethan Klein she had never been in school for her weight, even though she told her YouTube channel that she constantly got in school for her weight. Her story changes a lot. In fact, I believe she was voted homecoming queen or prom queen at one point. And she was a cheerleader, so she didn't have it that bad. But she does claim that she was constantly targeted for her weight throughout her life, even though she's literally like a body acceptance icon. Even though she isn't really body accepting because she called people like the girl that Moses dealt with before her, she called her fat and a whale. But she promotes herself to be a body positive queen. But let's keep going.
אני והיא ממש התחברנו, הייתה נראית לי בן אדם אחר.
She and I really connected. She seemed like the most normal person.
רגיל, מה זה רגיל? היא לובשת...
I mean, what is normal? She wears all pink.
כולה ורוד, היא גדולה כזו.
She's so large with blue eyes, but she's funny. She's fun.
הוא עם עיניים כחולות, אבל היא מצחיקה, היא כיפית, כאילו, לא ראיתי פעם.
I didn't see anything strange about her.
זה משהו מוזר, והרבה קטעים מהסדרה.
And most of our time on the show, I was filming with her.
אני הצטלמתי איתה, באתי אליהם כמה פעמים.
I came to their house a few times and we did Krav Maga together.
פעמים הביתה, ועשינו ביחד קרב מגע, אני אשים אותם פה.
I'll put some videos here for you, and we had a lot of fun with her.
כמה סרטונים והיה צחוקים איתה, וכאילו הרבה,
And like she really wanted to be with me a lot.
היא רצתה להיות איתי, כאילו תמיד ההפקה אמרו
Like the production people always told me she wanted to film with me.
לי, שהיא רוצה להצטלם איתי, כאילו, אמרו לי, תקשיבי, טרישה,
Like they told me, listen, Trisha really wants us to do something together. So I find it interesting that Trisha kind of had enough power and say in the show that they were doing the things that she wanted to do. So she said she wanted to film with Lee, and so she got to film with Lee, and she got to do the things that she wanted to do. That's pretty, that's a lot of power and influence to have in a television show. Like in a television production, normally they just do what they want to do and have you kind of come along. So the fact that they kind of listened to what she wanted and gave her what she wanted is very interesting and shows that the show really wanted to cater to her. But let's keep going.
ממש רוצה שנעשה משהו ביחד, אז יום אחד
One day we did massages at my house. One day we did Krav Maga at her house.
עשינו מסאז'ים אצלי בבית, יום אחד עשינו קרב מגע אצלה, יום אחד היא הראתה
One day she gave me a tour of her house.
לי סיור בבית ויש להם כל מיני דברים.
And they have like all kinds of crazy things.
כאלה של אוסף כוסות של
Like a collection of Starbucks cups, but something crazy.
סטארבקס, אבל משהו מטורף. והיא ממש אהבתי
I really liked her.
אותה, והיא גם לא הפסיקה להגיד כאילו
And she also kept saying like how much she loves us.
כמה היא אוהבת אותנו וכמה היא שמחה על התוכנית.
And how happy she is about the show and how much she wants them to be known in Israel. So again, this is also true. Trisha made it a big deal how she wanted to have a reality show in Israel. She's actually the one who encouraged Moses to do it. She pushed him to do it because she wanted to be on the show. That's why I find it so ridiculous that she ended up being blurred in the end, because she's the one who pushed for it. So you saw this on Frenemies, you saw this on her own channel. She talked so much about how she loved Israel, how she was Team Israel. When Moses explained before October 7th what was going on between Israel and the Palestinian people, Trisha said that she was Team Israel. She said, we're on Team Israel. And Moses was like, no, don't say that. We care about the Palestinian people. And Moses said he cared about the Palestinian people suffering. But Trisha was like, okay. We're team both of them, but mostly Israel. Like,
video.
Anyways, we're for Israel, not Palestine.
No, the mom's saying that.
Oh.
these are the things that she was saying. And also, when she got backlash initially for filming the show, which we showed in another video, I'll link it below. When she initially got backlash for filming the show, she defended it by saying she didn't care about people's opinions, that she wanted to support Israel, that she was Team Israel, that her daughter's Israeli. She said she stood with Israel. These are things that came out of her mouth. So what Lee's saying here is correct. This is what she was saying at the time. But let's keep going.
וכמה היא רוצה שיכירו אותם בישראל אחרי זה שכאילו
She says, after we two started to get along, then the other participants told me.
אני והיא התחברנו, אז אמרו לי החבר'ה מהתוכנית, ועד שהיא
Do you know that she doesn't really love Israel that much?
לא באמת כזה אוהבת את ישראל. אז אמרתי להם, מה זאת אומרת?
So I told them, what do you mean?
ואומרים לי,
And they tell me there are all kinds of articles about her and stuff. Now, you guys, I think it's interesting, first of all, that the other co-stars were gossiping about like what Trisha really was like, and they actually looked her up and saw what she said. I believe the articles they're referring to are the articles about her making comments about Jewish people that were unkind, untrue, and stereotypical. She made a lot of disparaging remarks about Jewish people because of stereotypes that she was spreading, that she believed in and that she was spreading. So I can completely see why the co-stars were saying, oh, she doesn't really like us. She's like pretending to like us. But let's keep going.
יש עליה כל מיני articles, כאילו כתבות וכאלה, שהיא אומרת
She says Hitler was a great leader.
שהיטלר היה מנהיג גדול, אני לא ראיתי
I didn't see that, right?
את זה, כן? אבל כאילו זה מה
But like that's what they told me.
שאמרו לי, היטלר היה מנהיג
Hitler was a great leader, and I said like, oh my god, no way.
ענק, ואמרתי כאילו, אימא'לה, אין מצב, כאילו, איך זה
Like, how can that be?
יכול להיות? והיא כל הזמן רק אומרת
And she keeps telling me how much she loves us.
לי כמה היא אוהבת אותנו ואת ישראל.
And Israel, and how she wants the show to come out and they'll all fly to Israel. So this is true. Trisha was saying this at the time that she wanted to go to Israel. She was going to go to Israel no matter what. Nothing was going to stop her. She wanted to be Israeli. She wanted to be associated with Israel. Now, what I believe Lee's talking about when she's mentioning the later portion is there were instances like on frenemies where Trisha said things like, "Well, what did it do that was so bad? Like, what did that do that was so bad?" And she also would do little like there was like this Broadway performance where she didn't do the Broadway performance. She did a TikTok where she cosplayed as and she did the sign like marching around like him. So I can completely understand why they're saying these things like they think that she was saying he was great and stuff because remember she said what did he do that was so bad? She also once said that Ethan was worse than him. Because she even once said that that was less evil than Ethan, which is diminishing what I did and diminishing his story by acting as if someone that she doesn't like momentarily could be worse than an actual devil. But let's keep going.
ואיך בא לה שהתוכנית תצא והם יטוסו כולם לישראל וישראל ואיזה חמים.
She goes on to say, and Israel, and how warm the people are, and how good they are, and la la la.
האנשים ואיזה טובים הם ואמרתי כאילו אימא אני.
And I said like, oh my god, I'm in shock, there's no way.
בהלם אין מצב וכאילו ממש נראה.
And like the filming of the show was really over, and like
נורא צילומים של התוכנית וכאילו עזבו שכל אחד
let's ignore that to each one's own life, and we all haven't seen each other in a long time.
בחיים שלו וכולנו כזה לא התראינו הרבה זמן אבל טרישה
But Trisha and Moses in general,
ומוזס בכלל כאילו האמת שעשינו מפגש איחוד
like we actually had a reunion and they came too.
והם באו גם אחרי
Afterwards, like we haven't heard too much about them.
כאילו לא שמענו עליהם יותר מדי אבל מה קרה?
But what happened?
פתאום התחילה המלחמה ואז
And then people started telling me, have you seen what she's been saying?
אנשים התחילו להגיד לי תגידי את רואה שהיא אומרת שישראלים שוב אני לא ראיתי
Again, I didn't see it, it's just the things I hear.
היא לא הסכימה
She didn't agree when the show was about to be aired.
שכבר עמדה לצאת היא לא הסכימה
She didn't agree to be shown. She didn't agree to be part of it with us.
שיראו אותה היא לא הסכימה להיות חלק מאיתנו והיא אמרה ש...
And she said that, started talking badly about us, like in the world. Okay, wait. Is she saying that Trisha said that she never agreed to be on the show with them? How would that make sense? She literally promoted the entire show. That makes no sense that she said she never agreed and that's why she's being blurred. She literally went out of her way to be on the show, participated in every single scene, and even spoke repeatedly about how she couldn't wait for the entire world to see it after she was done filming. So that makes absolutely no sense, but let's keep going. Instead of making a case for us, when you're married to an Israeli and a Jew, and you know us and you see it, how? It's like instead of doing that, she took their side. That's what. She didn't want to lose all of her followers and all of her viewers. Now, I want to make one thing very clear here. Trisha did not choose the Palestinian people's sides. That's not what she did. She did not choose them. She made it very clear whose side she was on all along.
Video.
Anyways, we're for Israel, not Palestine.
No, the mom's saying that.
Oh.
Trisha here chose her own side. Trisha was extremely worried about backlash because she didn't want to lose her followers and viewers. She didn't want to suffer backlash from the association with the show, even though she herself fought to be on the show, wanted it so bad. She was the one who pursued it. She is not all of a sudden on the Palestinian people's side. She has known all along from the very beginning, even before October 7th, that Palestinian people were suffering. Moses made it very clear to her, and she didn't take it seriously. She kept saying that she was Team Israel. She sought to be on the show after Moses told her all of this, by the way. So no, she didn't choose the Palestinian people's sides. Trisha chose her own side. This is where Lee is mistaken. Trisha chose her own side. She cared about the backlash she would face because she didn't care at the time when she was filming it because she wasn't that popular in America. She was popular, but she wasn't mainstream popular. Now she's mainstream popular. She's on Broadway, she's on Euphoria. Now she has something to lose. So now she doesn't want to lose it. And now she's going to cut ties to save herself. But it has nothing to do with her being on the Palestinian people's side. So don't get that mistaken. She's on her own side. Don't believe the false support that's now coming, even though she knew all along that Palestinian people were suffering and did not care before. But let's keep going. She says, and I also understood that she started to really explode more on TikTok and did all kinds of Broadway shows. All I'm telling you is things I've heard. I have no idea. But from what I understood, she really trashed Israel and didn't want to be part of the show. That's not true. This part isn't true. She's saying this now. She's now saying that she never wanted to be part of the show, and now she's probably trashing them. But at the time, that's not true. We already showed in a video prior that she repeatedly said that she was not ashamed to be part of Israel. She was not ashamed to be Team Israel. She stood with Israel. She said she was so sick of people telling her that she couldn't stand with them. She was so sick of people telling her that she couldn't be on their side. She made it very clear how she felt. I'll just go ahead and include that again here.
I love Israel. I haven't even been to Israel. And look, before anyone comes in the comments, I don't think you have to hate a country or anything based on like politics alone. The people are beautiful in all countries, and you don't have to hate one to support another. You don't have to bring one down to support other people in other countries. So I'm so sick of it because I've been so scared to be like Israel pride. Gracious, and I love the Israeli culture. I love Israel. I'm not ashamed to say that. Our politics, no, we're human, and especially Israel. I stand by Israel, and I'm in Israel strong.
So that's not true. I feel like if this narrative is believed, then it's believed that Trisha all along was on the side of Palestinian people when that's not true. And I don't want that to be mistaken for true because she did not support them. But let's keep going. She says, and like, who wants you to be part of the show, you idiot? You're stupid. I'm just shocked. Like, I still loved her, and I was the most protective of her. And I said, no way, she's so cute and good. And like, why am I so gullible? I really believed her. I don't know how to explain. She sold us out in a second just to come off as cool and hip. And her husband, you piece of, are you Israeli? I don't understand. I don't understand. There are things that money and views can't buy. Wow, it's driving me crazy. And it's insane. Like, I'm talking about it and I still feel like I shouldn't. It's insane. Like, why? She's trashing us without batting an eye. And I'm still like uncomfortable. This is a person I know. And I had fun with her and she seemed normal and ordinary to me. So there's a pattern here. Trisha tends to do this to people. She'll be close to someone, like even like Ethan, or David, or Jason, or anyone in her past, really, even drama channels, like anyone she's been close with. She'll be close with them, and then when she drops them, she just completely talks trash about them. Like even Gabby Hanna, she was cool with her, and then all of a sudden was like, oh my god, Gabby's a monster, Gabby's this, Gabby's that. She does this, and this is why like someone like leaves. Like, how can someone do that to someone who like they've known? Like, it's one she does, like, for her to pretend like, oh, Ethan is the best person I've ever met, and then all in the next breath she's like, Ethan is the worst person I've ever met. He's horrible. He's terrible. People need to look into him. That is irrational behavior. This is because Trisha doesn't look at people as normal people. She looks at them as characters. So when she disposes of people like Ethan, Gabby Hanna, Jason Nash, anyone, when she disposes of them, she thinks she's just like disposing of someone who's not real. She doesn't treat people like they're real people. She just treats them like characters in her life that she can hire and fire, basically. Also, I think it's interesting that this woman came at Moses so hard, and she's like, I don't get it. What's the deal with you? But like, Moses was never the main character anyway. This is why like the whole thing is about Trisha anyway, because even in the reality show, it was more showcasing Trisha than it was Moses. But let's keep going.
היא הייתה נראית לי רגילה ונורמלית. אין, אני אף
No, I don't even think I've even talked about
פעם
it,
לא
but it's
נראה לי
like
אפילו
crazy.
דיברתי על זה, אבל כאילו הזוי. אני אפילו לא יודעת מה להגיד.
I don't even know what to say, but it's all for the best. Who needs her on the show if she talks about us like
אבל
that?
הכל לטובה, מי צריך אותה בסדרה? אם ככה מדברת עלינו? ביי.
Bye.
ביי.
Bye.
ביי אחד.
One big bye. So clearly, Lee shared her feelings on this. I wonder if the other cast members will come forward. I know that the one male cast member, like the one who gave Moses a lot of feedback for how Americanized he was, according to him, like a lot of flack for it. I wonder if he'll come out and say anything, or if she is the only cast member we'll hear from. But I do find it interesting that she outed her, because the entire thing is that Trisha wanted to be big in Israel. She said that even since Frenemies, she really wanted to be big in Israel because she wasn't that big in America at the time. She was decently sized big, but not mainstream big. She wanted to be mainstream big in Israel. So the fact that she now is blurring her face, now trying to stay disconnected from them, and she still has Moses parading his face on there, or Moses is still parading his face on the show. I feel like they're gonna get a lot of backlash from Israel, which is wild because Trisha fought so hard to be liked in it. She fought so hard. She wanted them to accept her. She wanted to be a big Israeli reality star and a big Israeli star in general. She wanted to be. She spoke about this for years. But yeah, I feel like Lee got a few things mixed up. I feel like Trisha did not support Palestine all along. She now, I believe, personally, allegedly, I believe she's pretending to because she's mainstream now and she doesn't want to lose all of her opportunities or get canceled. So now she's pretending to have a different opinion than she had previously because, like I said before, and like I'll show again, she made her stance incredibly clear. Very, very clear. She made it very clear that she did not care what was happening at the time, that she was not ashamed to be associated with Israel, that she stood with Israel, and that she was Team Israel. But yeah, I think it's interesting that the co-star called her out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you think more drama will unfold. If you think what you know about this whole situation, like what you know that I don't know, what you agree with, what you disagree with, comment below and let me know.